This episode of The Lowside brought to you by Full Throttle Energy Drink. All right, it's night one of the Built to Ride tour. We just showed up in Nashville and immediately headed to the Music City Raceway for some drags. You can watch or you can race. We decided to try to send it down the strip. It's me against Tony Proust, him on his BMW R90/6, me on Dan Riley's R9T Custom. So let's see how it does. All right, we just got off the 8th mile strip. It was me and Tony on the BMWs. He had some clutch issues, but tonight was a great success. You know, first of 5 stops, so we'll see how the next 4 stops go. We had our morning meeting at the local Harley-Davidson dealership before the long riders, builders, and I all hit the road to Birmingham. So this is the scenic route, says 5 hours. Long, straight stretches of interstate took us from Tennessee to Alabama, where we hit some beautiful twisty roads. Made it to Leeds, Alabama, to the Barber Motorsports Museum, where they claim to have the largest motorcycle collection in the world, and that claim definitely seems justified here. You have everything from motorcycles from the inception of motorcycling in the late 1800s to modern classics and, you know, beauties like this Indian, iconic race bikes, and really everything you can fathom. So we're gonna walk around and try to wrap our brains around what's in here. One rad thing about the tour is that the long riders that come with us stop to stop have some really cool opportunities. They have private access to the museum last night and today, as well as the ability to go and do a parade lap around the track here. Now it's kickstands up and we're off to Chattanooga. A couple hundred miles on the road brought us into Chattanooga for another night of partying and another round of voting. We made it to Chattanooga and got the builder bikes out on display. The people voted. We found out the winner for the first night was Tony Pruss with Analog, waiting on results from last night. But today we have a minimum of 259 miles. So we're gonna get on the road, make it to our last stop in Johnson City. After a great few days on the road, we were on that final stretch into Johnson City. Over almost 800 miles, the builders and I got to know each other really well and had an awesome time on the road. We were taking that last stretch of highway into Johnson City, where we'd spend the last 2 days of the tour. We made it to 259 miles from Chattanooga to Johnson City. Luckily, the ride was pretty uneventful. Just nice riding, good roads with the dudes. So builder bikes are out here getting voted on. We got a lot of people, locals showing up with their bikes. So got some ride-ins, custom show. We're just here soaking up Johnson City, seeing what it has to offer. Johnson City welcomed us with open arms. We rode straight into a party that was already in full swing, with live music, stunt shows, and a closed-down street just for us. Over the course of the day, the builders hung out by their bikes to answer questions and try to get some votes, explaining what they did on their bikes and what it was like riding a few hundred miles from stop to stop. And our $10,000 prize in the big old check, Tony Pruss with Analog Customs for 76 BMW R90/6. All right, that's it for the Built to Ride tour in this episode of the Lowside. Tony Pruss took first, Hugo Eccles took second, Spencer Parr took third, and Dan Riley with Gun took fourth. It was an amazing time in Johnson City. We had an awesome ride, over 700 miles together. The spirit of competition was friendly but fierce, and we just had a lot of fun hanging out. If you like what we did, check out the Built to Ride tour. Like, follow, subscribe, and keep following our videos. Hope to see you out here.